Alisha here with Terradrift, and this is the wood and charcoal burning Biolite FirePit Plus. And it is legit. I mean, look at it. This puppy is a beast and maybe just a little bit sexy. I mean, you know, for a fire pit. But aesthetics aside, what makes this fire pit different from any other basic fire pit out there? Let me answer that question with another question. The last time you lit up a campfire or wood-burning grill with friends or family, how many times did everyone present pick up their chairs and move 3 feet to the left in some twisted game of musical chairs because they suddenly and inexplicably had 7 pounds of smoke in their face? Can you measure smoke in pounds? Doesn't matter. I just did. In any case, it was probably a lot. Likely every minute and a half or so. Anytime the wind just decided to arbitrarily change directions. You've been there. I've been there. We've all been there. But it's like Christmas at your great Aunt Wilma's. Nobody's happy about being there. So what's the solution? A portable smokeless fire pit you can take on every camping adventure. That's the solution. Now, we've tested Biolite gear before, namely the smokeless camp stove, so we know more or less how this tech works. But the FirePit Plus works a little bit differently. Namely, unlike the camp stove, it doesn't recycle the heat from the fire and turn it into power that you can then use to charge your electronics. The power pack on the FirePit Plus does function as a backup battery though, so you can still plug in your phone, your Biolite string lights, you name it. Just turn it on and voila, power. And a fan. In fact, that's how this thing is smokeless and so dang efficient. The inside features 51 air jets that inject the fire with oxygen. This creates a more uniform burning temperature, which significantly improves combustion, i.e. a hotter, more consistent fire. It can also help get said fire going. You know, so you don't have to make yourself lightheaded blowing on the coals until the wood catches, or you pass out in the dirt. And speaking of wood, the FirePit Plus is big enough for standard pre-cut logs. So yeah, you can pick up a bundle pretty much anywhere and it'll fit. That said, the opening is long, but it isn't that wide, so you may want to opt for slightly narrower pieces, just FYI. But back to the fan, because that's one of the major selling points on this thing. You can control the fan intensity from either the FirePit Plus's power pack or with the free Biolite Energy app, which, you know, is fine and works, I guess, but honestly, I'm not sure why you need an app. I mean, the buttons are right there. They're right there. And no one should ever be so far from a live fire that they can't quickly and easily pop over to turn the fan setting down or up or whatever. Besides, we prefer to spend less time with phones in hands when we're in the outdoors, so yeah, we'll probably just use the old analog buttons on the power pack. Thanks very much. But let's talk about what's inside the fire pit. There's room for logs, yeah, but it also comes with a fuel rack that you can raise if you prefer to use charcoal instead of wood, and thus transform your setup into a grill, complete with included slide-on grill grate. This is actually super handy, though we do wish there was an easier way to raise or lower that fuel rack so you could easily transition between grilling over charcoal to a wood campfire or vice versa without having to wait for the whole thing to cool down. With the right, hooky tools, you could manage it, but it's hard when the fire pit is putting off as much heat as it does. Because it does put off some heat, which is usually what you want in a fire pit, right? That's partly due to the air jets, but also because of the X-ray mesh all around the sides. It makes it so that heat can radiate outward instead of just up, a welcome design feature on chilly evenings. But you can also see the fire, which is rad. As for hearing it, that delightful crackle and pop of wood burning, we all love it. And you can still enjoy those ambient sounds on probably the 2 lowest fan settings. Above that, you're mostly going to hear fan noises. And you will need to keep that power pack charged in order to avail yourself of the fan and air jets. I don't always love having one more thing to make sure is charged when I'm camping, but alright, sometimes it's worth it. And honestly, you shouldn't have to charge it that often. Biolite says it should run for 30 hours on a low fan setting, 14 hours on medium, and 7 hours on high, thanks to the 12,800 mAh battery. The whole kit weighs in at 19.8 pounds, so totally manageable, and the folding legs make it easy to store and cart around. There's also a trap door at the bottom for cleaning out ash and coal, just by the way. Very handy. You can also purchase a grill lid for more serious outdoor cooking endeavors, a griddle attachment, even a fire mat to put underneath the fire pit to protect the ground from any radiating heat. There's even a carrying case if you plan on traveling with it often, or I don't know, just want to protect it during off-season storage. No, the Biolite Fire Pit Plus is not a budget item at $299, but it is absolutely comparable in price to other smokeless fire pits like the Solo Stove Ranger, which is the same price but doesn't have a power pack and isn't as portable or versatile. Plus, Biolite is a super sustainably minded company and they're doing a lot to give back. They're certified climate neutral for one, plus they provide access to renewable energy and clean cooking solutions to communities suffering from energy poverty, which is funded every time someone purchases new Biolite gear. They also publish an annual impact and sustainability report so just anyone can take a look at their footprint and give back programs, which means they really do care about accountability and transparency, which is kind of a big deal when it comes to true sustainability. Long story short, this is a dope piece of gear for everything from backyard s'mores parties to overlanding trips to car camping at the park down the road. I mean, do you absolutely need a smokeless fire pit that burns more efficiently and can also charge your phone? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know your life, but it does definitely make fireside hangs more enjoyable and toasty. Definitely toasty. So we will put a link to the Biolite Fire Pit Plus in the description below. But before you go, if you hit that thumbs up and click subscribe, we'd be thrilled. Your support means the world to us. Then follow along on all the social channels. These ones, we're at Terradrift on all of them. Then check out even more rad content over on terradrift.com. We'll make it well worth your while, I promise. Then set that campfire ablaze, get out there and wander on. Josh, s'mores party? S'mores party? S'mores party? Who wants an invitation to a s'mores party? Yeah? Drop me a line. You're invited. Come to Austin. Join us for s'mores. I'll bring the dandies. Okay? You bring the dark chocolate, preferably vegan peanut butter cups. I'm just saying. If you haven't had a peanut butter cup on a s'more, what are you even doing with your life? Oh, I'm just really hungry. I should stop talking about food when I haven't eaten. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have maybe a s'more, possibly, and possibly, I don't know, vegetables or something. Let's do that. Let's have vegetables before s'mores. Nope. You know what? Let's have s'mores before vegetables, because you know what? I'm an adult and I can do what I want. So, what do you think about that, Mom? S'mores for lunch. I'm doing it.